Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth ever episode of Saturday Night Discord, the podcast where we talk about absolute nonsense and sometimes useful stuff.
Exactly.
So we're in a bit of a...
Are we going to address the elephant in the room? Rishi's wearing a t-shirt.
What?
Wait, was he not before?
Wait.
Oh, no. We also have mugs. That's different.
There's tea in them
Yeah.
instead of 2-week-old water. Sid brought tea.
Yeah.
That's not the elephant in the room.
Yeah, the elephant in the room is obviously this
There's
stuff.
different lighting, so it might be grainy. Me and Sid might appear a bit dark.
Yeah. We had to do what we had to do. It's
We're trying something different, you know? Hopefully, post-production Atharv can color correct this enough to make it look nice.
But yeah, we
Yeah.
tried doing a bunch of stuff. Our set is coming more and more together. It's really weird. It's like the evolution of sitting on my bed versus this.
Yeah,
It's
you saw
actually
the
crazy
Instagram
because-
post, right?
Yeah, and no,
Yeah.
not just that, but they can't see this stuff that's happening right
Oh
now. Like,
yeah.
what's over
it's
there?
it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
No,
behind the
wait, no,
camera.
but the thing is, all of this is going to change for next week when Aditya comes back.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, dude, we did all this for us.
Well, no, I don't.
In
think,
other news, Aditya's coming back.
I don't
next
think
week.
it's gonna be that bad. We just have to add an extra chair and like.
But figuring out the light tubing and stuff is
Yeah.
gonna be annoying.
Actually, I
So
think the light
we-
tubing will be fine.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too much difference. It'll just be the fact that there's an extra face.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Aditya's coming back. He's actually coming back today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was late. He was like, "Oh, yo, guys, let's do it on Friday."
And I was like, okay, when? And it's like 7:15. He's landing,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna be home at like 10.
"Yeah,"
And then
We record at 11.
because airports are nightmares. Like,
also he's
getting
gonna
through
be
all that.
jet lagged out of his mind.
Yeah.
Actually, 11 would be a good time for him.
Is he?
Do you guys all normally get jet lagged? Because what I do anytime I'm taking like a long plane flight, I plan ahead. So like I sleep as much on the plane that would make it so that I'm not jet lagged.
Yeah, I do the same. I get jet lagged. I don't remember now because the last time I actually traveled for a long period of time was 4 years ago now, right? Like
Yeah.
8th
Flood.
grade. Yeah, flood. Yeah, exactly. And so the thing is, I know I get jet lagged one of the ways. I either get jet lagged on the way there or I get jet lagged on the
I
on
think you
the
get
way
jet
back.
lagged on the way there, because it was the same for me.
I don't know. It could be. I remember I passed out one of the days because I was so exhausted because of the weird sleep schedule I had to
Yeah.
have there. That's the only time I've ever Actually no, that's not true. It's one of the only times when I've felt like I've almost passed out. And it was
Yeah.
in front of a lot of people too. It was like a ceremony we had
Yeah.
to do, and I was in front of everyone because it was something to do directly with like me family members. So it was like me, my dad, my aunt on my dad's side, and my cousins. We're all sitting there, right? And already this is like the second day. Literally we land the second day after that we have to do this ceremony, right? And I'm tired. Like I'm really tired because also we had to wake up that day at like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something like that and proceed to go dunk ourselves in like a pond in front of the temple. And so I'm like, and you know what's the worst part? You can't dry yourself after this.
Yeah.
We had to
Oh.
come back and we had to be there soaking wet the entire time. All right? And there's grains of rice and stuff everywhere. So you're wet. There's grains of rice everywhere. That stuff's stabbing into my leg.
Yeah.
All right? And I have to sit there barefoot and like barefoot, bare like leg and everything. It was so bad. It was such a bad experience. And it ran for so long. The ceremony ran for so long. And it was also just like very draining because there were so many people watching and stuff like that. And literally at the end, right afterwards, you're supposed to like after the main ceremony, you're supposed to do something else. I don't know what it was because literally I just like told my dad I can't do this. I really can't do this. I need to go sleep. And he's like, all right. I immediately, the last word that the priest said, I just ran without telling anyone a single word, ran to the room and immediately fell asleep. Didn't skip a beat, fell asleep because I literally thought as I was walking that I was gonna fall any second. It was so bad.
I hate it when you feel like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just such a bad feeling. I don't really know how to describe
Mhm.
it, but
Because you can't do anything about it either, which makes it
It's
significantly
also that
worse.
like
Yeah.
separate like feeling you get when you're in that state. Like, so I can't take heat at all. Like heat and me, bad combination.
Yeah.
As soon as that's why I like summer's bad for me, because as soon as the heat goes up, problems start to occur. Like I get so many different things that go wrong.
It's
And
just a German car. It heats
Yeah.
up, and then
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
starts to go wrong one by one.
oh no, my radiator.
Yeah. Atharv calls me up. Dude, I don't know my engine. I don't know what's happening, bro.
And he's like, oh
Can't.
wait, do you need a mechanic? No, I need a doctor.
Yeah.
the summer heat is
I'm talking
doing
about
too much.
myself, dude, not the car. What?
The thing is, I have 2 German cars too.
Oh yeah. Atharv is the third.
Yeah, I'm the third. Yeah. So, I went to India and it was like a ceremony for me, so I have to be there.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like doing pictures or something. Okay. I have this thing where when it gets too hot in India, especially in India because it gets really hot and it was in the summer, like I don't know how to describe it. I tried to explain it to Sid once in his basement because I had the feeling in his basement at a sleepover once, and I explained it as, do you ever have the feeling that you're here but you're not here, but you feel like you're here but you're not there, but you're there?
I know what you're talking about.
What?
Yeah, I know, but you know what's so funny about this?
Sid was
This
like,
was
yeah,
this
I
was
know.
this was like 2 a.m. in my basement.
Yeah.
All right, this was let's keep in mind context here, right? It's 2 a.m. We were just messing around before that. Like a bunch of other people are already asleep, like passed out. All right, it's just me and Atharv like awake. I'm just like levitating. I'm just in a different present like plane. And Atharv just turns to me because it's just like me and him awake. He like turns to me and he says this to me. Didn't say anything else. I just looked at him. Yeah, I know what you mean. Just like, yeah, I got it. Like
I fully believed him.
and
I was like,
and you know what's the thing though? I did understand what he meant. Like I legitimately at that moment I was like, yeah, I get that. I feel that.
it's just a complicated way of saying I was lightheaded and I was gonna pass out.
yeah.
Like, it was like that. It was like out of body lightheaded.
But you also don't feel like you're lightheaded at the same time. It's
you
weird.
don't feel like you're feeling anything.
So that's the thing. That's how I feel after I pull like an all-nighter.
Mhm.
That's the feeling I get because it's like I know something should be wrong, but nothing is wrong.
Right,
But
yeah.
something is slightly wrong, and I
Something-
can't
Yeah.
tell.
You can't
Like
put
you're
your finger
wide
on-
Yeah, yeah,
awake, but like you feel wide awake, but like
You
you're
know
not.
something's wrong. Yeah. Like you know your brain is a little bit slow or
There's a
something
check
like that.
engine light going on.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't
like, you
know.
don't know what
you don't know
the
what it
issue
is.
is.
And this is what happened after. Did I ever talk about Night of the Notebook on this podcast? Did we ever?
No,
talk about that?
we haven't.
Not on
We
the
have to
podcast.
talk about it. All right. So I've explained this story to so many people because this was legitimately. It took years off of my lifespan.
Yeah, and
Like,
then
it was so
after
bad.
he explains Night of the Notebook, I'll explain Night of the Encoder Wheel.
Oh my god, which I was also present. So what happens is right.
These
so
are both
this
Vex
is
related for
yeah.
context.
These are both Vex
I
related.
don't do Vex.
So this was before our state championship, and the thing is, usually we're like we feel pretty like good right before entering states, but this time some stuff was a little bit like off, and we just weren't like, so we needed to go all in. And also this year was just very competitive with the teams there, so we're like, we need to go all in because we generally perform at that higher level, right? So we also have that thing on our shoulder that we have to like do better. So one of the aspects of the robotics competition that we do is a notebook, which it's an engineering notebook where you have to essentially document the entire process of creating a robot and like all like creating your robot, programming your robot, all that stuff, testing it, everything needs to be documented. All right. And this is like a 400. What was ours in the end? I think it was
For states, it was around 450.
yeah, 450 page notebook.
Oh man.
You remember the sea perch thing you guys had to
Yeah.
do? Imagine that, but 450
Right, yeah.
pages worth. So the person who mainly leads that is another friend on our team, Shrieker.
Yeah.
And another one of our teammates was also supposed to be helping out a little bit, but he like pushed it off until the very
Mm-hmm.
very end. and then his quality wasn't the same quality as our main guy.
Yeah.
And it's a significant discrepancy.
Yeah.
I usually do quality control for the notebook before all the competitions just to like make sure that it's all right, because I'm decently good at catching problems like that. So I was looking at it and I just said, no, this can't happen, because it's just this sudden drop off in quality.
Right.
So this was on a Wednesday night. This happened.
Thursday night.
Thursday night?
Yes, it was Thursday night. We
And
skipped
then
school
Friday, we skipped Friday. Yeah. So yeah, he's right. So this was happening on a Thursday night, and me and Shrieker essentially were like, we're skipping school tomorrow. Like, we're skipping school on Friday. We're definitely doing this because there's just so much we have to do before states, and you know, if you don't do well during states, that's your last competition of the season, right? And we've gone to Worlds every year besides that, so it's what we call Worlds fever, where once you go, you have to keep going. Like you want to keep going because you know how good of an experience that is. So we're skipping school on Friday, and he stayed over at my house, and he does this usually before competitions because his house is decently far away from another one of our friends' house, which is our main work area, whereas I live right next to him. So him staying in my house makes it really easy for him to move back and forth between our houses, right? Let me paint the scene a little bit, okay? So we were working all day before this, by the way.
Right.
The day, like that day, literally right after school ended, Paint the week,
because
the week was so bad. Do you remember us that entire week?
Yeah, I do. But
Literally,
like for the audience,
it was at a point where our friends would come up to us and just legitimately ask, "Are you guys doing all right? Like, are you guys doing okay?" Because
I think I did like at least 3 times.
Yeah, because I know Shrieker was in such a bad state where we have a thing called seminar, which is at the end of the day you get like an hour of just work time, right?
Yeah.
I was catting our robot. I was like making our robot and cat, and at some point I look over, Shrieker's just passed out next to me. Without a word, he's just passed out next to me. Whereas usually we're like social during this time and stuff like that. We are both so out of it. It was just, do you want to say an outside perspective of how we looked?
I don't know. You looked like you had just seen You looked like you had seen a family member die and that you were planning a funeral.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Like, my bags were so deep. It was so bad. Because it was just late nights that entire week.
It looked terrible from the outside. Like, I didn't see, of course, I wasn't there in the engineering rooms when you guys were catting or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd see you in classes, and I'd be like...
Because literally that's what it was. It was I know Shrieker would work during the day on the notebook. I would work during the day on CAD and stuff like that.
Right.
And we would see each other on the document too, and it would be like, "Hey, how you doing?" We see each other there.
How you doing? Not good.
Yeah. It's but like we would see each other. Do you remember that? The document, the giant document?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was doing the programming notebook, like...
That was for Worlds. Worlds was when we started doing it.
I did the programming notebook for States, too. The same night of the notebook.
Yeah.
I stayed up just not as late as you guys.
What I'm saying is for Worlds, we were all on the document during the school day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but basically, this night, right? What we call the night of the notebook, I would be lying if I said I remembered what happened. Like, I don't remember. It was such a blur.
I remember what happened, so I can explain. So... let me start with myself first. So I'm the programmer for our team, so I made our own programming notebook. I was up until about 4, just like working on it alone. And then the next day, these guys are talking about their notebook. They stayed up until probably like 7, 8. I think they slept half an hour if they got any sleep at all.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so they didn't get any sleep.
No, we straight up.
they were working on the main engineering design notebook in a call without me. Let me add that because
okay, what happened was we didn't know that Rishi was awake, and we even messaged you too. We messaged you before that, but you were offline or something. You took yourself offline for a while, and so you didn't respond to it. So we were like, "Oh, he's gone. It's GG's," right? So it was me and Shrieker in my room. Okay, there's I remember this. There's an ironing board on the side of my room. Okay, 3 cans of empty Bang Energy.
Oh man.
Okay, one can of Bang Energy next to me, one can Shrieker has on the desk. All right.
Just that took years
there's
off
a
your life.
single. Yeah, there's a single. There's like a single. Do you know what a murka is, or like
Yeah,
a chakli?
yeah.
There's like
Oh.
a single chakli just sitting on top of the ironing board, just there by itself, which is an Indian snack, and it's just like sitting there because we were just eating that, right?
Bro, Bang Energy's liquid poison. That's
Yeah, I know. Okay, then on the bed. Okay,
Poison
now
is
we move.
liquid, I'm so
I mean, it can be powder, right?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so my bed, right? It's just I don't remember the
Flavored
exact
poison.
scene. I know I have like a desk that goes on top of my bed, like on top of my legs, and then my laptop. My mouse is over here. I have a
Yeah.
makeshift mouse pad out of some other notebook. There's papers everywhere. There's a ruler. There's a random piece of metal lying around. The robot. Did we have the robot?
Yes, you did.
We
it
had
was,
the robot.
it was
It was
lying
on the bed.
sideways on the
It was-
corner of your bed. That I remember
It was
that.
on the bed.
Sid had, I remember Sid had this like desk with his laptop and like his mouse on it.
Was
a
this
physical
robot not
notebook
worth,
on
like,
the side.
Hundreds of hours of work.
It was. It was literally one of the best robots.
No, but that robot was really sturdy, so it could have like fallen from his bed and it would still be fine.
Yeah, but it was just like sitting there on my
It's
bed.
huge,
and I'm
too.
lying.
It's not that big. It's
Oh.
18 by 18 inches.
For everyone
Okay,
else, it's pretty big.
yeah,
For us
that's-
who know how like
yeah.
FRC robots look and stuff, like,
That's pretty big
Yeah.
from like a general perspective.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I
like sitting
guess.
there, and it's a giant hunk of metal. It's
Yeah.
heavy too, and it's just like sitting on my bed. And there's stuff all around it. There's notebook paper sprawled across everywhere, like on the ground and stuff like that. Shrieker has taken over my desktop.
Yeah,
area.
all using all 3 monitors
Yeah,
for God
he
knows
has
what.
every monitor used, by the way, and he was using it efficiently too. And Rohan, one of our other teammates, is also on VC during this time. All right,
man.
and I remember he would say afterwards, he's like, I don't know what you guys were doing in there because I would hear random noises at random intervals, and you guys would be in sync. I was like, what? So I don't know what happened, and there's this. This is
Something
one-
possessed you.
Yeah,
that night.
something did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really bad, and
It's
then.
the ghost of Vexman.
So yeah, exactly. I literally I slept for 30 minutes. I did sleep for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But you know what happened? So I was like, dude, Shrieker, there's no chance I can do this. This was at like 3 a.m. I was like, yo, I'm taking a 30-minute nap and I'm waking up and I'm gonna be 100% efficient. He's like, there's no chance you're doing that. So I said, wake me up in 30 minutes, please. If my alarm doesn't wake me up, set an alarm for 30 minutes, right? Without skipping a beat, passed out. But you know what? 30 minutes pass. The second I hear the sound of the alarm, wake back up, turn it off, immediately start working again. I did not skip. I literally just started working again because my brain was so just hardwired that that's what I need to do.
You know. So there's adrenaline, and then there's intense tiredness. Like adrenaline, you know those people that get stabbed, but the adrenaline's still
Yeah, yeah,
running,
yeah.
so they don't feel the stab.
Yeah.
They just have to get to like the
Yeah, yeah,
hospital
yeah.
or whatever.
I know what
You
you're
could get stabbed. It's not adrenaline.
Yeah.
It's just tiredness.
Yeah,
running
because
you.
okay,
Like
so,
you would feel it, you just wouldn't care
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you know you need to get
You'd
to
be
the
like,
hospital.
It'd be like
Exactly.
at this point, yeah, go.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
But here's the thing, right? Once you get past a certain threshold of tiredness, right?
yeah.
Once you get past that threshold, that's when you get that feeling of something's not right here. Like, I'm not tired, but I don't know why I'm not tired.
Yeah.
That's once you get past that threshold. So we keep working, right? At some point, I think this was like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. or something, my leg starts cramping out of nowhere.
Oh no.
Out
Oh.
of nowhere, it starts cramping. And you know how my leg cramps
Yeah.
are. I was like,
This kid can't walk. If
I was just lying there.
I know.
I was literally just lying there working, and then
No,
I'm like,
I'm saying like when you get leg cramps, you can't walk.
Yeah.
You can't like function.
And so I was literally just like, Shrieker, I'm cramping, Shrieker. He's like, dude, bro, you'll be fine. He doesn't even turn back around. He's just staring at the monitor screen, okay? And it's like, dude, you're fine. And then keeps working, and he's like doing something. Rohan's still there, and he's like, yeah, like, what's going on? And so Shrieker's just like, no, nothing, something's happening with Sid, right? And I'm like, Shrieker. And I'm getting like increasingly loud. I was just like screaming, literally screaming. I was like, Shrieker. And so Shrieker's like, dude, you'll be fine. Just like chill. And then Rohan's on the screen. He's like, is it cramping? Just literally can't even see me. He's just hearing this. And he's like, is it cramping over there? Shrieker's like, I think so. He looks back, right? I am over here, literally looking like I'm having a seizure. Just
probably
trying
looks
to
like
grab
a
my,
stroke.
grabbing my leg, and I was screaming. Now I was dead ass screaming,
Oh,
like
man.
fully just, like. And
did your parents wake?
so then suddenly, right, I hear Sid, and I'm like, and so Shrieker now realizes that something's wrong when I'm screaming, right? So like, dude, are you okay? Which isn't the right response. I'm like, obviously not okay.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. He's deprived of any
Yeah, I
energy
know,
too. So
I
what
know.
does he
Yeah,
really do
so
in
you
this
know what he
situation?
does? You know what he does? He comes over. I'm like, dude, take off the blanket. Take off the blanket. So he takes off the blanket and he's like, okay. And so he's like, should I just grab your? So he holds my leg and he's just holding it there. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's just holding it there and looking at me.
Parents walk in.
And so my parents are like, Sid, and I just hear running through the hallway. Suddenly, dad bursts through the door, mom bursts through the door, dog bursts through the door, my sister bursts through the door, and I'm over here screaming, and my dad is just holding my leg, and Shrieker's just standing there like this, while I'm just in the worst pain possible, okay? And everyone is just staring at me at this time, okay? And then slowly, like, kind of goes away a little bit. And also, I'm tired of shit. So, like, I can't even feel, like,
What time is
anything that
this?
much. This is 6 a.m. 6 or 7 a.m., yeah. So, my mom afterwards, like, I'm still in pain a little bit, right? So, I'm still kind of, like, my brain is not working. Plus, I stayed up all night. So, my mom, great question. Did you just wake up or did you sleep before? Like, did you sleep before? I was like, oh, yeah, I slept for like 2 hours. Like, I slept. I definitely slept. And, well, knowing damn well I did not sleep. Like, and
No,
so,
I mean, you didn't lie. You slept for 30 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't lie. I was like,
Oh, you said 2 hours.
You did lie.
So I guess you
Yeah.
didn't lie, but...
Yeah. No, I didn't even say 2 hours. I think I said like 4 hours. I was like, oh, yeah, I
shit,
got like 4 hours of sleep. Yeah.
You
I
lied.
hard lied. Yeah, I
Wow.
hard lied. Because I knew she would not let me go if I didn't.
Sid
like,
exposed? Sid's a liar?
It's fine.
I mean, she
explained
probably
this to
knows
them
by
after.
now.
Yeah, no, I explained this to them after. So then they leave. Me and she could just go back to working. Literally just go back to working. And after a bit...
Did you work the whole day too? That, like, because... So
We-
this was... So by... Okay, so to paint the picture... Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they were in school. They were dead inside. Thursday, they were in school. They were dead inside. They come home. They work. This is Thursday night to Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So this... We are now Friday, 7 a.m.
Yeah.
They didn't come to school on Friday.
Yeah.
So did you work all throughout Friday too?
Yes, all 5 of us skipped school. and did.
We
okay.
worked not on the notebook though. We worked on the notebook until 10. Then we had to
Okay.
get it printed because then we had to submit it.
Right.
So it was a hard cutoff.
So how do you like go to FedEx and then just print 450 pages?
No. So there's a company that was willing to do it for us.
Okay.
So what also happened was that morning, right? It was really funny. The way we figured out was morning. I woke up. I was like, not I woke up.
You
I
didn't wake up.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I get out of bed. I was like, yo, Shrika, I gotta use the bathroom really quick. So I go to the bathroom. I sit there, and I didn't turn the lights on, but it's bright in my bathroom.
You didn't register this.
I didn't register this, and so I'm like, I look up at the window and I see the sun, and this was my exact words. Yo, Shrieker, the sun's up. literally as I'm sitting on the toilet, okay? And I don't know how he heard me, and he's like, yeah, I think it's morning. And then while we're still on VC with our teammate here, and he's
Wait, did Rohan stay up the whole night too?
basically, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He added the worst because I got some sleep that night. Sid and Shrieker got some like a little bit of sleep the next night. Rohan stayed up both nights.
No, I
like,
didn't sleep the next night.
You did. You left at around 3 and got like at least 3 hours of sleep.
No, I left it.
So you
one
left at
hour
3.
Before. I left it 1 hour before. I got 1 hour of sleep. I remember that very clearly because I remember.
No, that's
my
probably
photo.
because you wake up early.
Yeah, because that's what happened. Because I woke up early and I got there really early, so I could work on a little bit. Like I had to work on cleaning up and stuff like that. So what happened was, so this happens, right? We get maybe I think another 30 minutes of sleep after we finish this, right? Then we got to start working on the robot.
Right. So this is Friday the day.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So then they go to the mall. Okay, they start going to the mall. And doing stuff. Me and Shrieker decide to go meet them directly at the mall. Just go directly there. So yeah. So then that was Night of the Notebook. Night of the Notebook took years off my life.
Okay.
I think just the Bang Energies took years off your
Yeah.
life.
And then let's cut to Friday. Friday during the day, the whole day, we were just at the mall or our friend's basement where we normally work, just working on the program and making sure the robot was as perfect as it could be.
Zone. Like
And then-
it was so
Yes,
good.
and it was actually like working well. We were making a lot of progress.
It was really good.
It hits 10 p.m.
10
The most important.
Wait, one second. Can I explain my perspective? Because my perspective is really funny on this.
Okay,
The
yeah.
way that I get this, okay? We had to go, a few of us, right? Me, Rohan, and Shrieker,
Mhm.
right? I think it was us.
Yeah,
three,
you
right?
had to go to Staples and.
Yeah, we had to go to Staples, okay, to get this stuff binded into a notebook so that we can then hand it to in, right? Then we have to go to the venue where this competition is going to be held the next day, so that we can help set up
Do you bind it like a book or like spirals?
bind it like a book, like composition.
Oh
book.
right,
Oh,
we
okay,
did have to go there, which cut off time from me and my other teammate who were programming
Yeah.
and practicing.
So then we went to the So then we went to the venue. Okay, this was just me, Shrieker, and Rohan.
Yeah.
Okay. We're there. We're setting up and stuff like that. Okay. I get a call on my phone. Okay. And the thing is, I'm keeping tabs on them this entire time. I keep calling them in intervals just to make sure everything's fine. That like we're getting progress and stuff like that. Because also the plan was that they would work for a while, and then once they were done, they would come here because you were able to do early what we call skills, which is just your robot that's functioning. So that was gonna be the plan. I get a call. Yo, Sid. The program isn't working.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, but then at this point, we didn't know what was wrong. We were just trying to fix it. We didn't realize that a sensor was broken until after we got back from the venue.
So
So,
for me,
yeah.
this is what I hear at like 10 p.m.
No, it was 7 before we came.
Oh yeah, you're right. You guys came when?
We came around 7, so the call we got was probably around 6.
6. Yeah.
Yes.
So it was 6 p.m. and I get this call the day before before states that hey Sid, the program isn't working.
Yeah.
And in this game, right, the program is so freaking important. Like if you lose the first 15 seconds, which is the autonomous period, you essentially lose the game at this point in time.
And I was freaking out because I had no idea what
Yeah.
was going on with the robot or why it wasn't working. Like it's just suddenly stopped working like at 6 p.m. the night before the competition, and we just gave up. We gave our driver some like time to practice, and then we went to the venue.
Yeah. And he actually dropped one of the highest scores at the
Oh,
venue.
man.
The highest driver score.
Was
I
it the
think.
highest driver score?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he literally dropped the highest after all this stuff happened, right? And it was so funny because we know a bunch of the teams from our area who aren't in our thing, and we were talking to them, and I'm like, dude, our teammate like just called me, and apparently the robot just isn't working. One of the other like top teams, the mentor on the team is there, and he's like, oh, it's funny you say that because the same thing is happening to our team at home right now.
Oh,
They're at home
man.
fixing the sensor. I was like, what is this? What is the
Just
the odds.
Yeah, the odds that this is happening right now. So it was so bad. And then we had to proceed to stay up the entire night. They stayed up the entire night. I left it. I had to call it a day because I think I fell asleep for like literally 2 minutes on the field as we were doing it.
No, it was longer than 2. It was like half an hour, and you didn't even realize.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For me, it seemed like 2 minutes. I wake up, start setting up the field. Literally just started setting up the field because I thought I was gone for 2 minutes. So
And we didn't even need it because our other teammate was still working on the robot, like trying to fix it.
Yeah. So
Sid's alone over here.
yeah, that's exactly what happened. I woke up and I started doing this. Everyone
You weren't
starts
even
laughing.
setting it up properly.
Yeah, everyone starts laughing, and I'm like, "Why are we laughing? What happened? What happened, guys?"
He's like, what happened? Oh, no, we're not laughing with you. We're laughing at
Yeah,
you.
I know, exactly. And I was just like, "What?" But it
What's
was
the
so
joke?
bad.
You.
So I had to go. I left it. I left it like 3 or something like that. Went to sleep for I think. Because once I got home, it took me like a half an hour to fall asleep and stuff like that. Because I was still past that threshold of sleepiness, right? So it took me a while to fall asleep. And then I had to wake up earlier because the plan was that they would keep working on the programming and the robot and stuff like that. I would then wake up early so I could come over and prepare everything so that we could just dip, right? So I had to go early too. So I only got like an hour of sleep then, okay? And I get there and I was like, oh, where's everyone else? Mentor, who somehow stayed up like too for most of it.
Yeah.
He was
he stayed up for all of it. That night it was me, Rohan, who stayed up the entire night. Our mentor, my dad, and Sid's dad. They're all night just sitting there waiting for the robot to work.
Yeah. My dad left with me, obviously, but we called it the peanut gallery.
No, but he no, your dad did come back after.
Yeah, no, I know he came back.
So he dropped you home and went
yeah,
back
literally
home.
that's what happened. Because our team is like a big family, so everyone like knows everything that's like going on and stuff like that. So it's funny, we called them the peanut gallery.
Oh man.
And then for a while, like Shrieker's dad and his sister were there too. So it was just like a big gallery of people watching us struggle on the field. It was so funny. But yeah, so that was night of the everything.
Yeah, and then
those took years off our lives.
The next day was just horrible. But the thing is, at least all of the other top teams in the region were having the same problems, which was like really lucky for us.
And then another thing is, me and Rishi do decently well with a little sleep. So and the thing is, we're on the driver team, meaning that we have to stand in the box while the driving is happening. Our driver, we just made go to sleep.
Yeah, we forced him to go to sleep both nights.
Because we needed him to get sleep so that he would function well. Because he usually gets a lot more sleep than us. He has a really good sleep schedule usually comparatively to us. We just have dog shit sleep schedule. So we were just literally wandering around.
Oh no, that day was even worse for me because that Friday I picked up some sort of cold, remember? Yeah,
I remember that.
This is Saturday, the day of the competition. I probably had like 3 bottles of orange juice just to try and like relieve my throat. By the time the elimination matches come, I have to literally scream just for people to hear me because my voice was so gone.
Dude, it was so bad. I remember my uncle called me because he was going to come watch our competition and like cheer us on. And he's like, I know you guys stayed up all night. What do you need to drink? And so Rishi was like, I have like a kind of coldish thing. So he immediately is just like, I'm getting orange juice for him. And for us, I had like 1 can of Red Bull, 1 can of Monster. It was so bad.
Making an energy drink mocktail.
Yeah, literally.
No, at least you get energy drinks. I hate energy drinks. So like I can't even drink them.
I don't like energy drinks either.
Energy drinks literally took me through that. I had
never do them.
What is it called? Kalahari, which is another national competition, right? That we had. The night before like our matches and stuff like that, I was literally at the field with a can of Monster. That's what took me through
it was him and Streaker just sitting there with Monster, and I'm just sitting at the practice field programming.
No, we were at the practice field. We were around the practice field.
Yeah, you were sitting in like those 2 chairs. And I'm like, can you guys help me, please? And you were just so out of it. You were just sipping on your big energy drink.
I was just like, dude, give me like 5 minutes, please.
And like, we don't have 5 minutes.
Energy
it's 11
drinks
p.m.
never did anything for me.
It's more of a mental thing for me. It's really more of a mental thing.
I'll drink them and I'll be like, oh, this tastes bad, and then put them aside.
Caffeine really doesn't do much for me. I can pass out after drinking.
Listen, the thing that keeps me up is, like, I can drink water and stay up. It's just the fact that I need to be actively doing something, like drinking something. Because then I stay up. Not because of what I'm drinking, but because of the fact I am drinking.
Yeah. Also, if you have something in your system, it makes you feel more awake.
Yeah. I actually never thought about that. So it's more of a... So maybe that's the mental placebo that's happening.
It's the action, not the drink.
No, also the thing is, water you can drink a lot of, and it's like more filling than an energy drink. And when you have like something in your stomach, it helps you feel more awake. It's not going to
take years off my life, Sid.
Yeah, dude, it was really bad. I don't usually drink energy drinks aside from that. I think Vex was the only reason why I took energy drinks.
Drink water instead.
Yeah.
I'm really dehydrated. Like, I'm a very dehydrated person.
Like, even, like, I used to drink a lot of coffee. I don't anymore. And, like, the caffeine never did anything for me. It was never the caffeine.
For me, it's the flavor. I like
I like the flavor. That's
yeah.
I like if it's a bit sweet and, like, some...
Yeah.
I like the flavor, but... The caffeine never kept me up. Yeah. It was the fact that I'm like, oh, I'm taking a sip. That's an action.
Yeah.
I'm kept up by this action.
I never thought about that. Actually, that's crazy. Yeah.
Because it's not mundane.
That's not how it works for me. I can be doing anything, but if I'm like too tired, I'll just fall asleep. Like
Yeah.
I have like my phone. I'm like scrolling through TikTok or like playing a game. I just fall asleep.
I'll
Or
fall
I'm
asleep with
I'm
that.
sitting on my laptop working on an essay, and I'm like, next second I fall asleep. Half an hour later, I wake up and finish the essay.
I'll fall asleep with that, but think of it like this. Okay, so like, if I'm working on an essay or something, I'm staying up late, I'm typing. That's a mundane task. I'm not thinking, I'm just typing. I'm only just typing, and maybe I'm thinking of the next word I'm writing as I'm writing it.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm scrolling through YouTube Shorts or something, I'm just scrolling one after one after one. That's actually the best way to get me to fall asleep. Those YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
And like even if I'm watching YouTube, I'm not even doing anything. The thing with like drinking something is like it's like a multi-step process for me. Like I'm picking it up, okay, I'm lifting it to my face. There's a new flavor in my mouth. I need to register and swallow
it
that.
stimulates your brain.
I think it also stimulates your brain. That's what I was
my
gonna
brain.
say. Yeah, you know what's crazy though? The one of the nights during the school year, right? It was really bad, and you could tell when I was very tired. Like during the school day, basically the entire year I was just very tired at school. Like you could tell based on my personality that day, or like how I was treating people, whether I was sleep deprived or not.
Yeah.
You could tell basically. There were certain days where I was like way more happy than usual. And that's like, oh, Sid actually got 7 hours of sleep. Like, good job. Like that sort of thing.
You remember how this year a lot of people didn't get good sleep
Oh yeah.
because it was coming off of the pandemic where
Yeah.
everyone slept late and woke up really late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, and
I'm, like-
everyone didn't care if they didn't get that much sleep at night because they just joined their Zooms and sleep during their
Exactly.
class.
And like I'm sure you got decent sleep during sophomore year during COVID.
Oh yeah, because I slept in late.
Remember, I don't know if you remember, but it was it was inverted for me.
Yeah.
I got great sleep over this past year, mostly like 6 or more most
Okay,
nights.
yeah.
Some nights it was a bit less for whatever reason, if I'm staying up or I have to wake up early or I can't sleep or something. But on average, it was 6 or more every night, nearing 7
That's
most
really
nights.
good, yeah.
During COVID, sophomore year, it was the worst. I know Sid remembers.
Yeah.
It was the worst for me. I pulled multiple all-nighters.
Atharv was always on Discord. Like he was
Yeah.
always available on Discord.
You
to
would
DM.
like, and I remember my response rate is a bit worse now. But during COVID, during sophomore year, you could respond with like you could message me within a second. I'd respond.
Yeah.
I'd respond like instantly because I was always online.
Yeah.
Now I just don't feel like responding to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm just not on Discord that often anymore because I'm always on my phone, and like Discord on your phone is
If
just
I'm
not
on my
it.
laptop, then I'm on Discord.
I think another thing is, I'm gonna be honest, I think Discord is more optimized for Android.
Yeah.
The way that notifications for Discord work on Apple is slightly different, and I don't remember what the difference is, but it's slightly different on Android. And so now, after switching to
Yeah.
Apple, I actually don't blame people for not seeing. I used to be really mad when people wouldn't check Discord and
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? Because that was our main form of communication. But now I realize like why, and I cut him some slack because it's really difficult to see that you've been notified on Discord or something.
A lot
Also,
of
a
times
lot
it
of-
just won't.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Like, the
also just turn
notifications
off
show
their
up, but it doesn't
notifications
vibrate.
because Android is smart. It like the first message, like it only shows you that. Discord on iPhone, it like notifies you
all the
every
things,
single
yeah.
message that's sent, and
Yeah.
people just turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So,
I think they're
don't
working
blame
on
them.
changing that in the new updates.
really?
But like it's still like it's annoying.
Yeah.
I know my response rate. I remember Brian was saying I'd respond before he'd even text.
Yeah. That's what the point about Atharv was. Oh, so what I was saying, sorry. I forgot like what my train of thought was
Yeah.
before when we started this.
Yeah.
But it was basically so I had really bad sleep the entire year.
Yeah.
One of the nights I slept really late this year
Mhm.
because I was working on something. I remember I was trying to work on something, and what was it? Was it my TOK exhibition? I don't remember what it was. It was something though that literally
That's
took me
recent.
to BioIA. It was my
Oh,
BioIA.
okay.
For sure it was my BioIA, okay?
That's
So
very
I'm
recent.
working really, really late on that, okay? Incredibly late. And I sleep, but I'm not able to fall asleep. And I'm in this weird thing where I'm going between reality and not reality. To
No,
the
I know what
point
you
where
mean.
I can't discern whether I'm in reality or not.
Mhm.
I can't discern whether I'm asleep or not. I'm literally just going back and forth where I'm like, am I asleep? Am I like?
I felt that so many times.
But here's the thing, right? That's the first time I experienced sleep paralysis.
Oh, I hate it.
That's the first time. I have a genuine, like, really deep-seated fear of sleep paralysis because of there's this one book series called The Mysterious Benedict Society that I read as a kid, and one of the characters has sleep paralysis in that, and they always described it where you're awake and you see like monster, like you see a sleep paralysis,
but you can't do anything.
But you can't do anything. You can't scream or anything like that, right? I was so incredibly tired where I think, and you know how I was saying I can't discern reality from whether I'm awake or not? I think my brain, because the way sleep paralysis works is, it's because your brain wakes up but hasn't sent the signals to your muscles yet to wake up. It hasn't sent the hormones that trigger your muscles to wake up. So your body still hasn't been able to move. But I don't remember where the hallucinations come in. I don't know where that part comes in. But for me, it wasn't a sleep paralysis demon. It was a sleep paralysis sounds. It was the demon
that's
sounds.
so much worse somehow.
So here's what happened, right? I was at that thing where I don't know whether I'm awake or not. I kind of like look up. I'm woken up and I'm like, I think this is a dream. I think this is a dream. And I start hearing footsteps.
Oh no, footsteps
coming to my door. Footsteps. As well as some sort of laughing or something like that.
Oh,
it was, and
like
it's getting closer
laughing?
And closer. Yeah,
Oh,
closer to my door until I know, like, I can mentally tell it's right in front of my door now. Okay, but the thing is, I was so tired / didn't know what was going on and I can't scream. I can't do anything. So I was literally like, Sid, this is a dream. Wake up. Sid, this isn't real. Wake up. I had to mentally tell myself that. And I was like, and then suddenly everything's gone and I'm just like, and it's the same setting because again, I've been woken up, right? It's the same setting, but suddenly that sound and everything is gone. But now I've kind of recognized that it's over because I'm still in the thing of like weaning between what's reality and what's not. And I'm just breathing heavily, like really heavily. And I have to tell myself in bed, I was like, Sid, breathe in, breathe out.
Oh, man.
Breathe in, breathe out. Because I knew something wrong just happened. And I didn't realize it was sleep paralysis at the time. Because, I was having that trouble with it, right? The day after, when I was explaining this to someone, I was like, wait, I just had sleep paralysis. That's what that was.
Yeah.
That's literally what that was.
I never had sleep.
Yeah, I haven't experienced like those hallucinations.
It's very bad. Like it's a
fear of mine after all the videos and like
exactly.
things I've read about it.
Yeah.
No, I've lucid dreamed once.
Yeah.
I've never had sleep paralysis.
Oh, I didn't go into school the next day, by the way. I didn't go into school the next day because I was, after that entire experience.
I don't remember which day this was, but I remember you were talking about the project. I don't think you ever told me about sleep paralysis until now.
I don't think so. Because it was difficult for me to explain it to people. And I think I only got like an hour of sleep that night because I just could not fall asleep, and I was doing that thing where I was weaning in and out of reality, so it was really bad.
I've gone 60 plus hours not sleeping.
Really?
Even a minute.
What?
Wow.
Because there was a period during sophomore year where I couldn't, it was hard for me to get sleep. And there were nights where we'd have sleepovers before that where I wouldn't sleep for like 48 hours.
I've had that one too, yeah.
But there was nights where I just couldn't sleep, and I'd have to resort to like watching a movie on my phone, to like get through the night without like, I don't know, being depressed. Because like once I'm alone with my thoughts for too long, it gets
very bad. Yeah.
So like if I'm up at that length, it hasn't happened in a long time. But if I'm up for that long, then I'll put on a movie on my phone or something just to distract myself. Hasn't happened in like a year though, but those are terrible. But I never had sleep paralysis. I lucid dreamed once.
Really? I tried lucid dreaming once because I remember
I didn't try. It just happened.
Really?
I've never tried. I
But
don't
you know-
even know how it works.
But you know what though? Sleep paralysis is directly connected to lucid dreaming as well in that sense. Where I think I may have been lucid dreaming that night because I was kind of telling myself like, Sid, this is a dream. Like I would tell
and then it
myself,
went
Sid,
away?
this is a dream. I would wake up, and
I mean, dream
one time
awareness is different from lucid dreaming, right?
no, but I could control it.
Okay.
Where I would be like, everything gone now. Like I would
Okay,
say,
alright.
Sid, you're awake. Put everything away, and everything would be gone, and then I would wake up afterwards.
Oh, okay.
And then, but one of the times that I did that, the sleep paralysis started. Like one time that
Oh.
I did that, it made me fall into sleep paralysis. And what made me really like kind of not mad, but like when I thought about it in hindsight, I was like, I watched a video on this before. I actually did. Me and my friend, we were like, oh, dude, lucid dreaming would be so cool, blah, blah, blah. We should try like seeing how we can do that. We start watching a video, and one of the things itself is be careful though, because for some people, like for a very, very small percent of people, they fall into sleep paralysis because of lucid dreaming.
Okay.
Because they control their dreams and they like forcibly wake themselves up. I don't remember what the thing behind that was. That it does happen to some people. And so because of that, I never tried lucid dreaming because I was so scared of sleep paralysis
Right.
that I didn't want to take the risk and go through that. Because when I tell you that that's like it's a different kind of fear, sleep paralysis. Because in hindsight, I think about it and I'm like, it wasn't that scary in the moment. But looking back on it, it should have been extremely scary. It's weird.
I
where it was
couldn't.
like,
I don't think I. Here's the thing.
because
like,
you can't do anything. Because you can't do anything and you don't know what to do and you don't know that it's
That's the thing,
happening.
right?
It's like
it's like I have a fear of sleep paralysis just off of everything I've seen, and it's directly connected to the fact that I have like a big fear. This is gonna come off wrong. I have a big fear of having like a lack of control,
yeah, no, I
like
totally
over
feel
my
that, yeah.
circumstance. Like that's not. I'm not trying to say like controlling.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I need things to be a certain way. Like
Yeah.
I need to have some level of control over my
Yeah,
circumstances.
exactly.
And if I don't, and if everything's out of my hands, it starts to mess with
yeah,
me.
exactly. I
Mhm.
totally feel that.
So sleep paralysis is the idea that something that, and that too, I've heard it's like, it's not just anything. Half the time it's connected directly to your like actual fears
Yeah.
and what you find
Yeah.
scary. So something that I find legitimately scary and I can't control my movements, that's just like, man, I hate the thought of
Yeah.
that.
I don't know why mine turned out to be like that. I think mine may be that because I have a fear of something entering my house or
Oh,
someone
okay.
entering my house. I have a fear of that. And I always have had a fear of something being behind a door that I don't know. That's why like I always close my closet
Yeah.
doors and stuff. So maybe that's the reason why.
I do
but
the same thing. I mean,
I know a
doesn't
friend
everyone
who
do that?
I know I have a friend who has sleep paralysis regularly. Like as in
Really?
has
That's
it
terrible.
has had it like multiple times, and he was actually telling us about this before because I was just saying like, you know what, shut up, I don't want to hear about this because it's so scary. And he was explaining and he was saying that
I should probably put some kind of trigger warning.
yeah,
before that.
yeah, but he was saying that like certain objects and stuff will turn into demons.
Oh
for him.
no!
Like
Oh hell
certain
no!
things, like he'll see it and it'll turn
Oh.
into a demon.
That's like when you have your lights off and you see like clothes on a chair and it
Yeah.
looks like a person, but like 80 times
Yeah,
worse.
exactly. Yeah.
No, I don't know why I chose 80.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Right?
Yeah.
But think of that, but like 1,000
Yeah.
times worse. Is it just demons? Because like here's the thing, like not.
I mean, demon is just a relative term. It can
Because-
be anything.
because here's the thing, right? So like obviously I have a fear of people entering my house too. Like
yeah,
the little girl walking up to your
Yeah,
door
yeah.
laughing.
yeah,
That would scare the shit out of me.
yeah.
But I think, like,
No, just no. Well, okay, let me explain why I'm laughing because after hearing you guys explain like how many different forms sleep paralysis can come in, I think I had it a lot as a child. So like, I don't think it would affect me that much right now because I feel like I would be used to it. Like everything Atharv is explaining, like that's happened to me like pretty like recently in the past like 2 or 3 years.
No,
and...
you would recognize what it is. It's a very distinct feeling because there's a difference between seeing, like, I've had that thing where like I see something and I'm like, oh, sorry, like I know, like I think
I don't think I've had like the extreme forms like what you just explained, but I think like
that's normal sleep paralysis.
Oh,
what I
don't
have
know.
is normal sleep paralysis.
I think I have had it though, like when I was younger.
It's
But then when Atharv said like the little girl like laughing like at your door. You know how my mind is when it's like super like late and I'm like deprived of sleep. Right now, the first thing I thought of is open the door, punt her away. Imagine what my mind would think of when it's like 3 a.m. I'm just out of my mind.
Imagine you're sleepwalking, there's a camera, and it just shows you open the door and punting it.
Your parents watch that over again? No, I used to sleepwalk too. I used to be a hardcore sleepwalker.
I never sleepwalk.
Sleepwalking confuses me.
I talk in my sleep so much.
So
and I did it in a sleepover, and it scared the shit out of my friend.
You know another thing that I did once? This was a separate day, but it was like around the same time period of the sleep paralysis. It was when my sleep was like really, really bad. This time period, my sleep was really bad. This is what I remember. Okay, I get out of my bed. I think it's morning time, right? But for some reason, and I don't know why, I didn't go through my normal morning routine. Instead, I directly just woke up, took my phone, went out of my room, and I sat down my stairs, and I was just petting Lucky. I was like, and I was just like kind of looking at my phone, right? My mom comes out of her bedroom, and she's like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing awake?" And I was like, "I was just reading the news." And so she's like, and so then she's like, "Why are you awake so early?" And she's like, "What? Why are you awake so early?" And I look at my phone and I see the time, and it's like 3 a.m. or like one of like kind of like that sort of time, which is way before when I wake up. And I was like, dang it, like I woke up to like I was like, shoot, I woke up early. And so then I was like, sorry. I go to my room and I literally just fall back asleep directly. Okay, this is what my mom remembers. All right, and she's like, I know for sure this is what happened. Okay, she comes out of her room. She sees me sitting on the stairs in pitch black. It's like pitch black. All the lights are off on my phone. She's like, "What are you doing?" I look at my phone. I look at her. I was reading an article where a kid eats a fruit and disappears.
What?
My mom's reaction was, "What?" And then I just said some sort of gibberish, looked away from her, turned off my phone, walked away without saying anything, and went back to sleep. Can you imagine how terrified my mom would be? like I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If my child did that, I would punt my child. Like that would be over.
He would be orphanage by now.
No, it would be over.
He's possessed.
Son, go away. Like
Son,
it's
go.
over. Yeah,
You're lucky to be here right now.
Yeah, I'm really lucky to be here right now.
Oh,
and
man.
my mom was telling me about this the next day, and I was just like, wasn't that terrifying for you? Like how did you... And so I have a habit, like I used to have a bad habit of sleepwalking. Another thing, actually, how did my mom deal with me? How do I not have like an exorcism being done to me or something like that? You know why? Once, right? My mom was packing for India, okay? And this is the night before. My parents are both packing and I was up there too. And I had an attic, which is fully finished. So we called it the loft, right? And it was fully finished. It has a bed and stuff like that. And it has like a closet. And that's where we used to keep our suitcases and stuff. So while packing for India, we packed in that room. I go to the room. We're all like in the room and stuff like that. At a certain point in time, you know, I was like, okay, it's time to sleep. I was like really young at the time, probably maybe 8 or 9.
Oh, so before you moved here?
Oh yeah, way before. This was my old house.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what my mom tells me. Okay. So at one point she goes downstairs, right? She goes downstairs to get something out of her room. She comes back up, and when she left, she turned the lights off for the loft. So she came down, she went back up. When she went back up, she turned on the lights. I was sleeping on the bed. In the loft. I was just sleeping on the bed.
Oh no.
She was terrified. She lost her mind, right? Because I'm just there asleep, right? And I was supposed to have slept 3 hours ago.
Right.
in my bedroom.
Right.
Okay. And so she loses her shit. She like kind of like wakes me up, and apparently I was just like, okay, walk back downstairs, go back to sleep in my room.
Do you remember this? Oh man.
I completely sleepwalk. It was completely sleepwalking, and I used to apparently regularly sleepwalk to my parents' bedroom, and I would be like, I would literally just walk to the bedroom, tap on my parents, and be like, can I sleep here? Apparently, I used to do that all the time.
That's creepy.
That's really creepy.
Really imagine.
That's
No, I
creepy shit.
I used to do that, but when I was wide awake.
No,
Not when
I was
asleep.
not wide awake. I would sleepwalk and do that.
Would you have your eyes like closed?
I don't know. I actually never asked my parents.
That's hella scary.
Dude.
Imagine
Actually,
opening,
I think I was. My eyes would be closed. I think.
Imagine opening your door and your child.
Mother sleep here. Yeah.
I never sleepwalked. I sleep talked. I've sleep talked at sleepovers. I don't know if I've sleep talked at sleepovers with you guys.
You have.
Have I?
I've talked about it with you.
Oh, okay. What did I say?
I don't remember, but I remember
Okay.
hearing you say something, and I was like, "Yo, Atharv, what are you doing?" And then you would
Just
just be
no
silent.
response.
You'd
I
be
know.
silent. I was
yeah.
like,
Oh,
I
I
ghosted
think
you
I
in
was.
real life.
I think I was there too. No, but I don't think I've ever heard you speak words. It was just like,
no,
like
I've
a
heard
bunch
you
of
speak
noises.
words.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember what the words was, and I even talked to you about it afterwards. I was like, "Yo,
I've sleep talked at sleepovers with other friends, and I'd say like bad shit.
really,
I'd be like, I'm gonna kill you.
bro?" No, at that point, just
No,
smother the
this
ball.
is-
Just
no,
smother
this
your
is-
face. And...
This is a 2-person sleepover. We're in the same bed.
Oh, that's so bad. That's like even worse because the other person doesn't have anyone else to go to.
Yeah.
They literally just have this psychopath sleeping next to them that they can't do anything.
My-
So was he still
my-
your friend after that?
Yeah.
Oh, I would not be.
My eyes closed. I'm gonna kill you.
Dude, that's so bad.
I don't know.
Dude, you guys have no control when you're asleep. I just like lay there
Okay,
like just sleeping
I've
peacefully.
never had sleep. I've okay. The one time I lucid dream, it was the weirdest shit. Like, I was on a hike. It was like a hike, but it was a field trip.
Okay.
And I distinctly remember the weirdest possible person was in front of me. But that's the only person other than me that I can remember was a part of this dream. Alright? And I have spoken to this person. I used to sit at the same table as her in like 7th or 8th grade. And then I spoke to her once after that. And I've never spoken to her again. I'll say the person. It was
What the shit?
I'm
what?
not-
Dude, I haven't heard that
Dude,
name in
there's
so
no
long.
chance.
I'm gonna cut that out, obviously.
Yeah,
but
what?
that is the only person other than myself.
She's like the most irrelevant person.
Yeah.
She's so
Yeah.
irrelevant.
yeah, the most irrelevant person,
Yeah.
and this is the one person I remember distinctly as part of this dream, other than myself. And I remember I'm behind this person, and we're walking, and then I slip. No, we're on a rock trail.
Okay.
Oh.
So how did I slipped as if it was like a smooth surface. Okay?
Okay.
If I slip, I should just fall and be there. But no, I slipped and then I like did this shit onto the grass.
You snake.
I snaked
He
onto the
slithered
grass.
onto the grass.
Yeah.
You
And
snaked. You slithered, you mean? Yeah.
Snaked is better.
imagine
Snake.
the grass is the most like smooth surface. Looks like goddamn Minecraft, but it's sloped, right? And it's like ice. So it's like slidey. I can't stay on. And then there's like it goes like this, and then there's this like 500-foot drop. No, we were 8th graders on this trail. 500-foot drop, no guardrails. All right? And below the drop, I don't know how I distinctly saw it. I have bad eyesight, but I distinctly saw there was like a cavern. Like there was like rocks and lava. It looked like the shit was straight out of Minecraft. All right? I'm slipping. I choose to grab on. At this point I'm conscious. I'm like, this is a dream.
I love
What-
it when I can do that, like when
Yeah.
I'm like conscious, but I can keep the but I'm like I can
Yeah.
keep the dream going on
But
in
I
my
keep
mind.
it going. I'm like, oh, what can I do? I don't want to fall into the cavern. It seems kind of inconvenient. I'd rather keep joining the hike and
You grow wings and join the.
I didn't. I couldn't. I had no supernatural abilities. I grab onto the weakest branch I could find, and the branch breaks. And I slip, and now I'm falling.
All the things you can lucid dream, that's probably the stupidest way you could have used lucid dream. Like, there's no wrong way to lucid dream, but that's the wrong way. Like, that's a wrong thing to do.
And then I hold on to this branch. This branch, it's so weak. It's so depressing. It breaks the second I grab onto it. Like, it wasn't even the weight that broke it. It was the fact that I touched it that broke it.
Bro.
And then I'm falling down this, like, 500-foot drop. And I'm like, I'm falling. And so I control my descent so that to give myself the least damage. Right?
Why didn't you just pick yourself up out of the hole?
Yeah.
So right, but like suddenly I'm like transported to the middle of the hole. So like the thing is like far away.
Yeah.
And I'm lucid dreaming, but I can't give myself like superpowers.
Isn't that how lucid dreaming works? You can do whatever you want.
I can control my movements, but I can't do what there's like levels to lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
You can't just like, it's not necessarily like, oh, this is my world now. It's more like, oh, I can control what I'm doing. I know it's a dream, but I can't just, I'm not Superman. So I'm like, oh, let me control my descent. And then I have this thought. I'm like, oh, wait, it's a 500-foot drop. It doesn't matter if I control my descent. I'm still going to die. So then I still do it, and I get to the bottom, and I just break my legs. No, I crashed onto the rocks, and I just broke my legs.
Okay.
Only my legs. And then I pick myself back up, and then I trip, and then I I'm not a Star Wars fan. But so
that's the weirdest way to start off. Okay.
So there's this river of lava.
Okay.
And then I start flowing, like my legs go into the
Dude,
lava.
no chance.
My
You're
God.
doing the Darth Vader shit. There's
And
no
then I
chance.
look up, and then I just see goddamn Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Dude.
And then he's like, I've got the high ground now.
Dude, what a stupid lucid dream.
And
I'm
then
so sorry.
And then I'm like, no, please. And then I died.
Honestly, I wish
then
I
I
had a
woke
dream
up.
like that. That would be so
This is the
entertaining.
weirdest shit. Okay, I'm sorry. That person from before wasn't the only other person I distinctly remember. It was also Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Kenobi.
also Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, how can you forget old Obi-Wan Kenobi? My bad.
Yeah, so my dream was really weird.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
That one random person that we remember from like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, this whole episode we've actually had a theme.
Yeah.
It was just
That's
sleep
crazy,
and
yeah.
dreams.
Just name the episode Sleep.
But now we're on a big time crunch, so it's
Yeah,
hard.
so we have a minute left before my card fills up again. So thank you for listening to this episode of Saturday Discord. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like and a subscribe on YouTube if you're on YouTube. And if you're on the audio platforms, go to the description. You can see our YouTube channel is linked there. Go to Instagram.com/SaturdayDiscord to visit our Instagram, and I post clips and other posts, and you can also see all our platforms in link in bio. Also go to anchor.fm/SaturdayDiscord to check out all of our audio platforms, and overall that's been it. Thank you for listening, and Sid,
As always, don't put your hand on wasps.